it's a filter, but I don't know how to remove it. Got my assistant Bruce here trying to remove it, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat. We're back. Hello and welcome to Trailhead News. I'm your host, Megan Peterson. Apologies for that brief mistake there, everybody. That filter is really difficult to get turned off, but my producer, Bruce, assures me that it won't happen again. But let's be fair, it likely will. Because tonight, I want you to keep your eyes peeled and find all 5 faults that we make. Finding me as a cat is number 1. Well done. So there's at least another 4 for you to uncover. So keep your eyes peeled as we head into tonight's top Trailhead News. First up tonight on Top Trailhead News, we have some brand new awesome content on Trailhead available for you to create and deliver a content strategy. Yes, that's right. Develop and manage an effective content strategy that meets your customers' needs by earning the new Content Strategy Development and Content Operations and Management badges on Trailhead. We're also introducing the new Flow Troubleshooting badge. To replicate a realistic situation, you'll be starting off this hands-on challenge with a pre-existing org that isn't functioning as intended. Your goal, if you choose to accept it, debug a broken flow by running it as a different user, then apply a permission set to that user to fix the flow. Learn how to create solutions that benefit your org while skilling up to fix common flow issues. Add in the recent release of the Vaccine Cloud Quick Look badge, and we now have over 1,000 badges available on Trailhead. Yes, I think that deserves some confetti. There it goes. Wonderful. Congratulations, Trailhead content team. So while you're on trailhead.com, why not check out the Equality Quest? Complete the Equality Quest, elevating our Equality Champions trail mix by March 31st to earn your exclusive Equality Community badge, and that's available for anyone around the world. If you want to turn up the volume on your Salesforce learning and accelerate your path to Salesforce certification, you can do that with Trailhead Bootcamp. Join these Trailhead Academy expert-led programs to advance your talent and get the skills you need to get Salesforce certified fast. Explore classes via the new Trailhead Virtual Bootcamp landing page, which you can see via the link on your screen. In recent admin news, did you catch the new YouTube series, No Silly Questions? Hosted by Principal Admin Evangelist Jillian Bruce, No Silly Questions is a fun, interactive, and high-energy video series that answers product and career-related questions sent in from the awesome admin community. But don't take my word for it. Check out this short promo video.
Is it possible to have access to millions of licenses when creating your own org?
There's a way to use Salesforce for personal use.
Why is it that once person accounts are enabled, they cannot be disabled?
How did Astro become the Trailhead mascot?
Why is the Salesforce logo a blue cloud on a white background?
How do you create sandboxes when you start at a professional org?
What skills should Salesforce administrators and Salesforce developers have?
The first 2 videos on the Salesforce Admin's YouTube channel feature questions submitted by Trailblazers Laura Derby and Daryl Moon, with expert answers from admin evangelist Mike Gerholt and yours truly, with a bit of an assist from Salesforce co-founder Parker Harris. Watch to find out how you can build Salesforce apps for personal use and why we name our releases after seasons in the Northern Hemisphere. Check it out via the link on your screen. Hey developers, we've got your news covered as well. Check out the new videos on YouTube this week, including Salesforce mobile focused content. You've been asking tons of questions of our experts how to get started with developing with Salesforce mobile, and now we have videos to help you. Check out our new Salesforce mobile tools demos on the Salesforce Developer YouTube channel, which, say it with me now, you can see via the link on your screen. Staying with developers, the latest edition of the Salesforce Developer Survey is now open. In 2020, the developer team received survey responses from more than 1,400 developers around the world. The latest edition of the Salesforce Developer Survey is live, and we want to hear from all developers in our ecosystem. In addition to expanding the range of Salesforce products and learning resources in the survey, we're also asking for more information on the points made in the last survey. This deep dive will help us to further understand how the changes you requested will impact your developer experience. Getting feedback from our developer community is vital so we can make powerful and impactful changes. Please take 10 minutes to complete the survey and share your experience with developing on the Salesforce platform. The survey closes at midnight Pacific time on March 7th, 2021. Lastly, tonight on Top Trailhead News, don't forget to navigate your digital transformation with the Customer 360 Guide for Manufacturing. See how manufacturers can leverage the Customer 360 platform to meet the self-service and digital collaboration needs of their employees, partner ecosystem, and customers. With the help of the guide, you will learn from successful trailblazers, connect vision with implementation, and get great speed time to value. See the link on your screen for all the details. And with that, that's your Top Trailhead News for February. Now, tonight's segment is something just a little bit different than usual. Now, we've been at home quite a bit over the past year, I think it's fair to say. And one of the things people have become pretty good at is home cooking. So we thought we'd take advantage of that and share a few of our favorite home recipes. Yes, we're literally shaking it up on tonight's segment. So let's go see what's cooking with Trailhead.
Hi, Megan. I am so excited to be on the Trailhead News to share our family smoothie recipe. We like to call it Mermaid Juice. It's basically just a berry, kale, and banana smoothie. We call it Mermaid Juice because of all the pretty colors of a mermaid's tail. It reminds us of that. So that brings me to the ingredients. We like to start with a cup full of ice, and I'm making this for a family of 3 to 4. Use a generous handful of blueberries. So maybe 2 handfuls. Let's say 2 handfuls for 3 to 4 people. And then a handful of raspberries, 2 handfuls. And 2 bananas. I'm adding the kale, and I typically add a handful or about 3 leaves, and I take I strip the leaves from the stem. So I don't include the stem. I'm also gonna add a little bit of honey, and this is organic raw honey, which is really good for you. And if you get your honey at your local farmer's market, it actually helps fight off local allergens. So a little pro tip there. And then we're gonna add some chia seeds. And I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to add 4 drops of vitamin D, and then some almond butter for protein, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon. And then I'm gonna pour a full 8-ounce bottle of coconut water in here. Then we're just going to blend it up on the smoothie. All set. So it's this pretty purple color, and again, you can adjust the color by the amount of kale you include in there and the amount of berries. And I even have a little mermaid glass for my daughter that she likes to drink this out of. Cheers. Jay, what's cooking in your kitchen?
Well, thanks, Nancy. Today I'm going to be cooking up my family's vegetarian taco filling recipe. This is something my wife and I have invented and sort of evolved over the years. It's super easy. The ingredients are super simple. Anybody can make this, I promise. So let's get started. First ingredient is lentils. Now I've got these pre-cooked lentils from Trader Joe's that are really convenient. They come in a 500 gram pack, and this is what we use. We use the whole thing. If you don't happen to have cooked lentils or Trader Joe's near you, you can easily cook those up. Just 1 cup of lentils, 3 cups of water, and simmer those for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're nice and soft. Second ingredient is soy riso. This is a vegetarian soy-based sausage substitute for Mexican-style chorizo, which is more soft and crumbly like ground beef. Not your Spanish chorizo, which is more like salami. So look for this in your grocery store. I feel that this is pretty common, at least around here in Southern California where I'm from. Next ingredient, diced onion. I've just got 1 medium diced onion and a couple of cloves of garlic. I think this is 3 cloves of garlic. You could certainly add or remove cloves if that's something that you find good or bad. That's the basic ingredients. Let's head over to the stove and get this cooked up. All right, so here we are at the stove. Got a pan on medium-high heat. Put a nice swirl of cooking oil in there. Once that gets warmed up, we'll add in our garlic and onions and get those sauteed. We're gonna keep these sauteing for, 35 minutes till they get kind of soft and clear. Then we'll start adding the rest of our stuff. All right, our onions and garlic are getting there. Now, if I had any mushrooms or bell peppers or zucchini or those other add-ins, I'd probably throw in those. I want to throw those in right now as well and get those nice and cooked down. Only add-in I'm using today is the pumpkin seeds. So I'm going to toss those in right now. Again, just another minute or two to let those kind of get warmed up, nice and toasty. Then we'll carry on. All right, we're at the final step. I'm just going to add in my soy rizo and lentils and heat everything back up. And here comes the soy rizo. I'm going to turn the heat down now, down to like a kind of a medium low. And now it's just a matter of stirring this all up and getting it warmed back up. And we are ready to go. This filling is essentially ready to drop into your tacos, your burritos, your nachos, your Mexican bowls, what have you. It's a great substitute for meat-based taco fillings. I've definitely tricked carnivores. I've tricked lots of kids who claim to be picky eaters. Pretty much everybody we've ever tried this on loves it. So I encourage you to give it a try. Again, as you can see, it's really easy, super easy ingredients. So thanks again for watching. And what have you got cooking, Alec?
Well, Jay, I'm cooking Vegemite on toast. So let's start. I've got my trusty white bread, butter, makes the wall go round, and my smallest tin of Vegemite I could find. And not to forget, my toaster. So now I have my toasty bread. I'm gonna butter it lightly here. It's important with Vegemite on toast to get lots of butter into the edges. And from here, we're gonna, for the first timers, we're gonna lightly put a sliver of Vegemite. And that's it. Nice Vegemite on toast. Now, if you're gonna get nice and fancy, you can make nice triangles here. So now let's see what it tastes like. Delicious. Now I just need a cup of tea.
Thanks so much, Nancy, Jay, and Alec for that. And thank you, Alec, for showing us all how to correctly distribute Vegemite on toast. I hope that gets some global adoption this year. I'd say it's time now for a weather check. How's it looking out there?
Hi, Trailblazers. I'm coming to you live and direct and outside of the beautiful and iconic Chicago Board of Trade, where I have to say that the weather in Chicago today is looking pretty good.
Thanks for that weather update, Gabby. It's so hard to believe that it's so cold in one place and so warm in another. Almost feels like the world turned upside down. And without further ado, let's get into this week's interview. Hello and welcome to today's Trailhead News interview. I am very excited because for the first time on Trailhead News, we have the one and only, the sparkling Chris Duarte with us. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Megan. It's great to be here.
I'm so thrilled that you are finally on Trailhead News. How's it taken so long?
I don't know. I mean, I was just waiting for the invitation. I'm glad it finally came.
Sorry, it took me a while. There's a lot of people to get on Trailhead News. But I'm glad you're finally with us and doing it a little differently today. You know, I've got my background inspired by your bedazzling nature.
I'm pretty excited about that, Megan. I got to get that background going on behind me.
I'll teach you my tricks later. All right. So for those that don't know, Chris Duarte, she leads our content and credentialing team here at Salesforce on Team Trailhead. And Chris, my first question to you. So you managed to join Team Trailhead like in its first year as it was, out of the gates, and you had a very clear vision for how the content was going to look and sound and that tone right from day one. I believe there's a blueprint out there. So, what was that original vision that you had for the content?
Thank you. Yes, I was very lucky to join Trailhead in its early days. And, Trailhead was built by an incredible group of technologists and writers. I think most people know that Josh Burke was our, Trailhead godfather, an awesome developer evangelist working here at Salesforce. And Trailhead was originally built by developer relations working in partnership with the platform docs team here. So it shouldn't surprise you that a lot of the early content was very platform focused, right? Like platform, 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 platform. What about some CRM? Can we get some other stuff? And I think everybody was pretty excited about going beyond platform, but in the early days, it was a lot of platform. So a lot of the things I wanted more badges on how you use other Salesforce clouds. I wanted soft skills, best practices. And I really wanted to get our community involved too. I wanted to listen to their feedback and have them help us guide the roadmap. Trailhead has always had a very unique voice and tone. We like to have fun. We like to be casual. We like to be conversational. We like to be empathetic. We like for you to sort of have a good time while you're learning. That's a little bit of our early days and our early vision, and pretty excited actually that it's taken us through all the way to today.
It is awesome. And that leads me actually to my next question. So when Trailhead first started, we had 11 badges, I think, in 3
11.
trails, which is just crazy to think about now. And then by the end of that first year, I think we were around the 80 badge mark, give or take. And I think we might be celebrating this week that we've just hit over 1,000 badges on Trailhead, which is amazing. That is a lot of content. So how have you managed to keep that original vision and scale and keep it so consistent as it's grown so exponentially so fast?
We have been so lucky to have so many great people come and write for Trailhead. And I really believe this. Great writers come from everywhere. And it's about just how do you get them into the funnel and start working with them to make a badge. And everybody's got a great idea for a badge. That's another thing that's true. But for us, it was about finding all of the writers at Salesforce and in our ecosystem and bringing them in and working with our awesome editorial team. So I think some of you know I used to be editor-in-chief for Trailhead. Now we have an amazing editorial leader in Kieran Jameson. She has a great team of editors. And those editors, they're really how we keep the consistent voice and tone. So we have these hundreds of writers who come from everywhere. And then they kind of come into the funnel and they work with our awesome editorial team. That's how we keep things consistent, keep it weird, keep it fun, keep it gamified, keep it hands-on.
Love it. Can you maybe, you could probably talk for quite an extensive period of time about this, but succinctly, can you talk us through the process of how do badges come to be, starting from where do the ideas even come from?
Yeah, everybody, like I said, has a great idea. I bet you've got one right now. I bet right now you got one. Actually, I think you wrote me recently about an idea you had for a badge. So
it's a bit of a dream to get a badge on Trailhead for me. So,
Well, so I want to make your dreams come true this year, Megan. I can't wait to work with you on that badge idea. But so everybody's got a great idea. And then for me, a lot of it is just thinking about, first, is your idea big enough? So are you going to impact tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people? And if your idea doesn't impact that many people, think bigger, because that's the kind of thing we want on Trailhead. From there, I start by asking people kind of 2 main questions. The first is, who's your audience? So who's it for? And the second is, what are your goals for your content? What do you want somebody to walk away knowing how to do? If you can answer those 2 questions, then you're ready to write your badge. And then you get to come and work with our awesome team. And like I said, we have that great team of editors to help guide writers on the path.
Awesome. So now writing content, Chris, is not everyone's strong point. Sometimes I think I would be great at writing and then I start and go, I'm not. So have you got any tips for, even if you're a My Trailhead customer, for example, any tips as they kind of try and write this content, which might be a new experience, including how to make their own tone, their own cadence of, when they're going to publish that voice and tone for themselves?
Every company has its own personality, and I recommend you don't stray from your own company's personality. If your company's personality isn't about goats and bears, don't add a goat and a bear, because that's going to be real strange. So stick to your company's personality. I think the thing I most often am teaching writers to do is to be casual and conversational in the way they write. Said differently, to write the way you talk. Write more like the way you talk. And for us, a lot of us, that's just unlearning what we learned in high school and maybe in college, where it's kind of like you get taught, try to sound impressive. Use as many big words as possible because that's going to make you sound really impressive. And a lot of what I try to tell people is go back to when, before you learned all that stuff, maybe like when you were a kid. And Megan, actually, I'm gonna read something to you right now. My daughter gave me a note for Valentine's Day. I want you all to hear this incredible content from my daughter that she wrote on this little piece of paper here. Listen to this content. I want you to hear this writing. Dear Mom, here I am again with my homemade cards, but hey, you know what I'm gonna say. They come from the heart. Also, I'm not an adult, so I don't have a credit card. Thus, I can't get you anything other than my love. I love you, Ava.
That is gorgeous, for starters. Gorgeous.
But pretty amazing content when you think about it.
Really is.
Kind of funny, little weird, little offbeat, right from the heart, makes you smile. Like if we could all just remember how to write like a 10-year-old, get back in touch with the way we used to think about making ourselves heard and understood, I think you'd get a little bit of warm fuzzies and you might just learn something new too.
I mean, I wonder where Ava gets it from, Chris. It's a mystery. So thank you, Chris, for answering all those questions. Now, this year, I'm doing something a little different at the end of my interviews and asking a final 5 quick fire round of questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Go.
Okay. First question, Oxford comma, yes or no?
Oh, come on. Yes.
That was just like, next one, your favorite place in the world?
Oh, I mean, Hawaii is what first came to mind.
It's gorgeous there. I got married in Hawaii.
Oh.
Your favorite hobby?
Writing.
Right.
Writing, not like
Writing.
writing. Like dun, 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 no, writing.
Well, bedazzling must be high.
I definitely love bedazzling. I also love reading and I love spending time with my family. But if I were going to do like favorite, it'd be writing.
Writing. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Not writing. Your favorite color?
Blurple. It's a combination of blue and purple. It's blurple.
I love it. Like your purple is the color of a bruise sometimes.
Yes.
And lastly, your favorite character?
You mean like Salesforce character?
Well, sure, but I mean, I'm open to other suggestions if you want to go there.
Well, I definitely love Astro. I love Astro's energy. I love that, Astro can be anything Astro wants to be. So I got to go with that one.
Okay, I'll accept it. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for giving us your time, your wisdom, and your joy, and for sharing that from Ava. That was just gorgeous. I hope you've inspired everyone watching to go out and write some amazing content.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you all.
All right. And with that, we'll go back to the studio. Isn't Chris Duarte just the best? She's just sparkling on the inside and out. Thank you for being with us on Trailhead News, Chris, and I hope it's not the last time we see you on the program. And with that, it's time to wrap up Trailhead News. I hope you also found all 5 faults on tonight's program. They were hidden, some obvious, some maybe not so obvious. Let me know what you found using the hashtag Trailhead News on social, and I'll let you know if you're right. Also, thank you so much for the lovely feedback on the musical opening number that we did in our last episode. So to keep on theme and do a little musical number this episode, if you're willing to stay tuned after the credits, I got a little treat in store. All right, with that, this has been Trailhead News.
It's only Tuesday. I swore it must be a Thursday. I'm late for Joe. but I know he's homeschooling, so he likely won't show. And I will always love you. I will always love you. You, my darling Zoom. Spreadsheet summaries. That is all that I'm seeing.